Hello everyone! For the last about 7 years I've eaten the exact same breakfast every single day. Why? Because I've come to the conclusion that breakfast for me is simply a way to get calories and nutrients into my body. It's not entertainment, it's not a source of pleasure, and it's not a ritual. I take a highly utilitarian approach to breakfast. I've tried eating for pleasure, I've tried constantly cooking new and interesting recipes. I've tried making breakfast as healthy as possible at any cost. In the end, none of those approaches worked for me or made me happy. The only thing that worked was a minimalist, utilitarian, repetitive breakfast. An important disclaimer: I'll show you my specific breakfast, of course, but the point isn't my particular version of the exact foods I eat. It works for me, but it may not work for you. Everyone has different preferences, different tastes, and access to different foods depending on where they live. The approach matters much more than the specific products. For me, the following things are important. Breakfast should be simple and quick to prepare, and it should leave very little cleanup afterward. Breakfast should be inexpensive. After breakfast, my body shouldn't feel dirty. No greasy skin, like right now. No lingering smells, no gas, and so on. Zero toxicity. The ingredients should be easy to find. Ideally, they should be available in almost any store on the planet regardless of the season. Breakfast should be natural and healthy. Not necessarily the healthiest thing on earth, just reasonably healthy and definitely not harmful. Now let me show you what I eat. Every day my breakfast consists of only 2 items. The first is an apple. Nothing complicated here, just a regular fresh washed apple. Any variety I'm in the mood for, medium-sized. I always keep several varieties in the fridge to choose from. Occasionally I replace the apple with a pear or some grapes, but 99% of the time I eat an apple because I simply like it more. The second item is oatmeal porridge. I take plain cereal flakes, pour boiling water over them and eat them almost immediately. 99% of the time it's oatmeal, but I also keep buckwheat, corn porridge, and sometimes other varieties at home. Occasionally I eat those instead of oatmeal. I just happen to like oatmeal the most. Is this breakfast tasty? I like the taste, but I wouldn't really call it delicious. Most people would probably describe it as bland. But that's exactly what I consider its greatest strength. Think about it this way: you breathe air, probably. Is air delicious? No, it has no taste and no smell. That's why you simply breathe it and don't think about it. You could smoke, you could vape, you could use various scented products, but most of the time you don't. You just breathe air because you need oxygen. Ordinary air does that job perfectly. There is nothing to improve, optimize, or fix. Any attempt to modify the experience costs time, money, and potentially creates dependency. Sure, you can do those things, but in my opinion, they aren't worth the time or money. Just breathe air. That's what I do, and I can recommend it. I take the exact same approach to breakfast. My breakfast is almost tasteless. Extremely simple and easy to obtain. It doesn't require much time or money. I don't have to think about it. I'm not dependent on it, except for the calories and nutrients. It's the perfect utilitarian breakfast. It's a tool, nothing more. It serves me and asks almost nothing in return. The perfect utilitarian breakfast. Could I make it tastier? Absolutely. I could add fruit to the porridge. I could replace the water with milk. I could add a little sugar. Improving the apple would be harder, it is what it is. Have I tried those things? Of course, especially in the beginning when oatmeal seemed bland to me. I experimented with ways to improve it. I bought muesli instead of plain oats, for example. But eventually I stopped at the simplest version possible, plain oatmeal with water and an apple. Because every modification increases complexity and cost. You have to think about it, manage it, and spend time on it. But more importantly, if your goal is to make breakfast tasty, you'll eventually run into taste inflation. Today, a certain breakfast seems delicious to you. Tomorrow, you'll get used to it and want to make it even tastier, then even tastier, and then even more tasty. It's an endless process. Eventually, you may find yourself eating sugary cereal and various kinds of junk food simply because they are more enjoyable. My boring and bland breakfast doesn't have that problem. I don't expect pleasure from it. I put it into my stomach and move on with my day. I don't think about it, it's just a tool. So that's the video. Have a great day, everyone.